Today we're going to be discussing how you can use proportions to find missing side links in similar figures. It's important to note that all of these figures are similar, and let's get started. The most important thing is that you need to make sure you're matching up the correct sides. Just like in our other proportions, we're going to make sure we do this by labeling. So what we're going to do is we're going to label the short side over the long side. In our first figure, our short side is 1, our long side is 9. Notice how the labels help me make sure I put things in the correct spots. Now the second fraction is going to represent our second shape. 12 is the short side, so it's going to go on the top because that's labeled short. And then x is the long side. Now we have a proportion. We can cross multiply, and we get 1x equals 108. It's important to note that the pictures aren't always drawn to scale. What that means is, just because the rectangle doesn't look like it's 12 times as big, we need to base our answer on the numbers. So it did get 12 times as big based on the numbers, but the picture doesn't always show that. In our next example, we have two quadrilaterals and we have a missing side in the first one. We're going to do the same thing to make sure we match up our sides correctly. We're going to do the short side over the long side. In our first quadrilateral, our short side is labeled X. Our long side is 8. In our second quadrilateral, our short side is 16. Our long side is 32. Notice how I'm using my labels to match up the correct parts. Now we have a proportion. We can cross multiply and solve. We get 32x equals 128. We divide by 32, divide by 32, and we get x equals 4. In this last example, we have something different. Remember that it's important that we match up the correct sides, but in this last example, one of the shapes got turned and it's not facing the same direction anymore. One thing that can help you is redrawing it so that it is facing the same direction. It got turned, so we need to rotate it like this. It would be 5 and x. We're still going to do the same thing. Our short side over our long side. You can label them differently as long as the labels make sense to you. In our first triangle, our short side is 10. Our long side is 12. In our second triangle, remember that we redrew it so it's facing the same direction. The side that matches up with the 10 is labeled 5. And then the side that matches up with 12 is labeled x. We can cross multiply, and we get 10x equals 60. Divide by 10, and we would get x equals 6. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped. I believe in you. Have a good day.